Good morning, guys. In the last session, we discussed about what is software testing and how many stages of testing will happen in the real time, what is performance testing, and why we need to go for performance testing, and what are the tools available to implement performance testing in the project. Okay, so first, can anyone tell me what is software testing and why we need that?
Process of verifying and validating application functionality is called as testing.
Yeah, the process of verifying and validating application functionalities is called as software testing. Okay, so to check whether functionalities are working as expected or not, we are going to implement this software testing concept. And this software testing is going to happen in multiple stages, guys. Unit testing, integration testing, acceptance testing will happen. So unit testing, nothing but testing individual components of the application, whether they are working as expected or not. And developers will perform this unit testing by using JUnit. Testing team will perform system integration testing, and identified bugs will report by using Jira. Once our testing is completed, we will give the project to the UAT, user acceptance testing, where client is going to test our application. Based on the UAT, client will decide go or no go. Go means it is a green signal from the client to deploy application in the production. No go means client identified some issues in the UAT, so production deployment will be cancelled. Then what is performance testing? Any idea what is performance testing?
To test stability and responsiveness of application.
Performance testing is used to identify the stability and the responsiveness of the application. How many users can access our application at a time? Okay, for 100 users, what is the average response time? For 1,000 users, what is the average response time? Like this, you can identify by using this performance testing. Okay, next one. How to implement this performance testing? To implement the performance testing, there are several tools available in the market like JMeter, Load Runner. Some tools are available. What is JMeter? JMeter is a free and open source software that is given by Apache organization, and JMeter is used for performance testing. Performance testing means the process of verifying stability and responsiveness of the application. How our application is responding for the different workloads, we can test by using this JMeter. So JMeter is a Java based application. So if you have Java installed in your system, then you can download and run the JMeter software. And remember, whatever the performance testing we are doing, that performance testing report we need to submit to the client before delivery of our application. Okay, so this is what we discussed in the last session. Let's go for JMeter setup. Let's go for JMeter setup. So first thing is you need to download the JMeter software from the internet. From Apache website, you can download it. Okay, once you download the JMeter as a zip file, then extract that zip file, then go to JMeter bin folder and run the bat file. Then JMeter tool will open for us. JMeter setup. Download JMeter software, then it will be downloaded as a zip file. Extract that zip file, then go to the bin folder and run that JMeter software. So go to Google and go to the JMeter official website. From there you can download the JMeter software. Okay, Google, download JMeter for Windows. So there is the official website. Download Apache JMeter website is available. So JMeter latest version 5.6.3 is available. So just you can download this zip file. 5.6.3 is the latest version. Yes. The software is getting downloaded, guys.
So geometry is used only for performance testing or also individual testing also like for STO?
No, sir, only for performance testing.
Okay.
It is used only for the performance testing.
So, sir, performance tuning testing means this one only.
Yeah, we will test it. Whatever the issues identified, fixing those issues is called as performance tuning.
Sir, we have to select from the binaries.
Yes, sir. This is the link I have given directly. You just copy this link, then that file will be downloaded for you. Yeah, it is downloading for me.
Sir, that link is not working for me to download, sir, some reason.
I will give in the chat box.
Okay.
You just click on that link. Yeah, JMeter software is downloaded for me, guys. Go to downloads. So here you can see that the zip file is available. Okay, then extract to that zip file. I'm using this and I'm extracting that to the zip file. Yes, extraction completed. Apache JMeter. So go to bin folder. There you can see one file jmeter.bat. If you are using Windows, then you will go with jmeter.bat file. Click on this jmeter.bat. Yeah, now you can see that JMeter tool is opening. As we discussed, it is a desktop application which is used for code review. Once the JMeter tool is open like this, then we need to create the test in the JMeter and we need to execute it. Okay, to create the test plan, first this is the window of the JMeter tool. It is a desktop application. If you click on close, this will be closed. To open again jmeter.bat file that we are going to use. Okay, yeah, JMeter tool is getting opened in my system. So in every system you need to download and you need to open the JMeter software in order to implement performance testing. So once the JMeter tool is open, then we need to create the test plan in the JMeter. Creating test plan, that means which application you want to test, that application plan that you have to prepare. So creating the test plan in the JMeter. First, let me create one simple REST API that I will test by using JMeter. I will take one simple REST API and I will test that API by using this JMeter. Yeah, my IDE is opening. So I'm creating one dummy REST API, which will give just welcome message for us. I think already we have it. For the logging, we created the REST API, right? Message REST controller is already available. /welcome. If you send a message /welcome, then we are going to get welcome to Ashok IT as a response. So let me run this REST API application.java. Okay, right click, run as boot application. Right click, run as boot application.
I think info also and I disable.
Yes, my application is started. As there is a log file, the log messages are going to the log file. Ashok.log file is available. My application is started. Just go to browser, localhost colon 8080, localhost colon 8080/welcome. So when you hit this, we are getting the response, welcome to Ashok IT. Now, same API, I want to test by using JMeter. Okay. So the very first step that we need to do, we need to create a test plan. Which application that you want to test from the JMeter, that a test plan you have to create. So to create the test plan, right click on the test plan, add threads. The first option, add threads or thread groups we need to add. Okay, thread group. Right click on the test plan, then add threads, then thread group. So once you create the thread group, then it will ask you how many users you want to test your application. How many users you want to test your application. If you want 100 users, that means 100 threads we are going to add. So 100 requests will go to our application at a time. If you want to test it with 1000, then add the number of threads as 1000, then 1000 requests will go to your application at a time. So the first step is right click on the test plan, add threads, thread group. Okay. So with this thread group, you can specify how many threads you want in order to test your application. Right click on the test plan, then add the threads, then add the thread group, then enter thread count, how many threads you want in order to test your application. Once the thread group is created, then add sampler HTTP request. My application is a REST API. I want to send the request to the REST API. REST API works based on the HTTP request. So let us add HTTP request to this application. Add sampler HTTP request. So what is the protocol? HTTP. Where is your REST API running? In my local system. So I will use localhost. What is the port number of your server? That is 8080. What type of request you want to send? GET request. What is the path? /welcome. So which API you want to test? Which API you want to test? That API information we need to provide as part of this HTTP request. Which API you want to test? That API information we need to provide as part of this HTTP request. So protocol, HTTP, server IP, that means where your REST API is running. My REST API is running in the same machine, which is localhost. And the port number, it is 8080, my server running on 8080. And I want to send a GET request to my REST API. And this is the path of my REST API. /welcome, that is the path of my REST API. Now, once this is created, once the request is created, right? First I have created the test plan, then right click on the thread group, add sampler, HTTP request, add server IP, port number, and URL pattern. So first step, creating a test plan with the number of threads. Second one, which API that you want to test by using JMeter. In the thread group, we are adding that HTTP request with our API details. Then next one, add the listeners. Listeners means they are used to monitor the response of our API. Whatever the API that you are testing, how that API is responding, your requests are successful or your requests are failed, and what is the average response time of your application that you can monitor by using listeners here. So right click on the thread group and add the listeners. Okay, so go to JMeter, right click on the thread group, add listeners available. Last option. View
Did you
results.
click the add button, sir?
View results tree is available and the listener summary report is available. So like this, I have added 2 listeners. They are used to monitor the results of our test. So whatever the testing that we are doing, so how that is working, what is the response time of our application, how many requests we have sent, those requests are successful or failure, we can monitor by using this listeners concept. So okay, so total I have added 2 listeners here. One is view results tree, another one is summary report. So how to create the test plan and how to do the JMeter setup. What is this JMeter? JMeter is a free open source software given by Apache organization. This JMeter is used for performance testing of our application. Performance testing means verifying the stability and responsiveness of our application. How our application is responding for different workloads we can verify using this JMeter software. Using this JMeter, we can create virtual users to test our application performance. JMeter is a Java-based desktop application. Using JMeter, we can test performance of any web application. Before going giving project delivery to the client, we need to submit performance testing report to the client. Okay, JMeter setup is there, guys. So we have downloaded JMeter software. Okay, download that JMeter software, then URL is available to download it. It will be downloaded as a zip file. Then go to JMeter bin folder and run the bat file. It will open JMeter tool. Then creating the test plan. So right click on the test plan, add the threads. That means how many users you want to test, with how many users you want to test your application. You can create a test plan. Then thread group, right click on thread group to add the sampler. So HTTP request I'm adding. I want to test my application by using HTTP request. Then right click on the thread group for the listeners and add the listeners. Listeners are used to modify. So listeners are used to monitor the test results. Okay. Once it is completed, then save the test and run the test, guys. Save the test and run the test. So when we are saving the test, we are going to give file name .jmx. JMeter files, JMeter test plans will be saved with .jmx extension. Okay. Once it is done, we can run the test plan and we can verify the result. So to test with multiple users, you can change the thread group count and you can test with 1 user, with 10 users, with 100 users, with 1000 users, with 1 lakh users. You can run multiple tests based by changing the thread group count, and you can prepare a report and you can submit that report. So how to create the test plan and how to run the test plan. So go to the JMeter. I'm going to do this once again, guys. Let me close it. I close JMeter software. I downloaded and I have extracted my JMeter. Now I want to create the test plan in the JMeter. Go to the downloaded folder, Apache JMeter bin directory. JMeter.bat file is available. Open this JMeter bat file. Then the JMeter software will open. As it is a desktop application, a window is open. And remember, Java is mandatory in the system to open the JMeter because it is developed by using Java. It is a Java GUI application, guys. Java desktop application. Right. So test plan is available. Right click on the test plan. First step, add threads, thread group. How many users you want to use for testing? I'm giving 5. I want to test my application with 5 users. Then right click on this, add sampler HTTP request. I want to test a REST API. My REST API working on the HTTP protocol. So I want to send a request with the HTTP protocol. Server name or IP, it is running in the local host machine. Port number, it is 22. Get request, the URL pattern is welcome. Okay, get request welcome. Then, so request is added. Then listeners I want. Right click on the thread group, add listeners. One is view results tree. Another one is a summary report. Add the listeners summary report. Sir, please wait, sir. Let me complete. So you first concentrate on the class. Practice you can do after the class. If you are doing the practice parallelly in the second laptop, you can't concentrate on the class. You will miss some points and you will get a lot of doubts. Okay, first you listen to the session. So if there is any practice required in the class, I will give the time, or else you need to do the practice after the class. Parallelly, if you are doing, lot of confusion will be there. You got my point? So if you are explaining, you are trying to disturb in the middle. So please give me some time. Let me complete the topic. At the end of the session, every day, I am clarifying the doubts. Okay. So once my topic is completed, I am not leaving the meeting. I will be there 15 to 20 minutes at the end of the session every day to clarify your doubts. Guys, am I clarifying your doubts or not?
Yes.
Am I escaping from the doubts?
No, sir.
No, every day I'm clarifying your doubts, right? So please allow me to complete the session. At the end, we can go for the doubts. If you're trying to ask doubts in the middle, if you're doing the practice parallelly, then confusion will be there. You cannot get the topic and I will miss my flow. Please try to understand the situation. Okay. Yeah. So I have created a test plan. In the test plan, I have added a thread group. So thread group is used to specify how many users we want to test our application. So one user is nothing but one thread here. Then in that thread group, I added HTTP request. In the HTTP request, I have added my API details, which API that I want to test. The API details I have added in the request. Then I added listeners. Basically, listeners are used to monitor the test results. What are the testing we are doing? So how that testing is working? All the requests are successful, requests are failed. What is the minimum response time? What is maximum response time? What is the average response time that you can monitor by using listeners available in the JMeter. So with this, my test is created. Once the test is created, you need to save the test and you need to run the test. JMeter test files, JMeter test plan files will be saved with the .jmx extension. Okay, go to this one, test plan, then save that, save the selection. So right click on the test plan, save the selection with the JMX extension in the bin folder. So I'm going to give 01 Ashok IT plan.jmx. Okay, I'm giving some name. You can give name for the file. The extension is .jmx. Click on save. So with this, my test plan got saved. Now, once the test plan is saved, go to the view results tree or summary report. I will go to view results tree. Currently, there is no data. I need to run the test. So there is a green color button is available in order to start the test. So click on start. So now see here, all the requests are failed. I'm getting in the red color. Red color means the request is failed. The reason for the failure, okay, refused to connect because the server is running. Server is running request. Localhost colon. Okay, port number I have given 22. Port number is what? What is the request I have sent? Localhost colon 22/welcome. Port number is 22 or port number is 8080? 22 port number is Linux machine port number. Okay, our Tomcat server, embedded server running on the port number 8080. So I have saved it. I have changed it. Once you changed it, then you save that change. There is a save button. Then again, the test plan is saved. HTTP request with port number 8080. The requests are failed. Same reason. Port number is going as 22. That is incorrect. Okay. Then here there is a brush available. Clear all the test results. Clear this one. My all the test results are cleared. Nothing is there. Click on run button now. Yes. This time my request executed successfully. I can see in the green color. Click on this request. This is the request we sent to the server and the response. This is the response we got from the server. So we are able to send the request and we are able to get the response from the server. So that means from the JMeter, we are able to access our REST API. Then go to summary report. In the summary report, they will tell you how many requests, samples, how many sample requests you have sent, what is the average response time, what is the minimum response time, maximum response time, error percentage that you have in your application. So as of now, it is taking minimum 4 milliseconds to process our request, maximum 50 milliseconds it is taking, average 17 milliseconds of time it is taking to handle these 5 requests at a time. So I sent 5 requests to the server and average 17 milliseconds of time it is taking to process those 5 requests. Now here again, I'm going to clear the results. My results are cleared. Go to thread group. Instead of 5 threads, I will make it as 50. I'm changing the thread count to 50. Threads means users here. Then save this change. Okay. Make a save. Save this change. I added threads to 50. View results, summary report is not available. Click on run. Then now 50 requests are going to my server. All the 50 requests got successful. You can check the request. Yes, this is the request I'm sending to the server, and this is the response I'm getting from the server. Okay, so requests I'm getting, requests I'm sending, and response I'm getting from the server. Go to summary report. Now total 50 requests I have sent. 5 is the minimum, so 37 is the maximum, and there is no error available. Average 11. It's little bit faster now because first time it is taking time. Now it is faster. Clear this and go to this request thread group. Change from 50 to 100 now. I'm increasing the thread count to 100. Then save this change. Save this change. Results tree empty. I am clearing the results for every test run. Then go to this one and run this. So this time I'm sending 100 requests at a time to the server. I'm sending 100 requests at a time to the server. Now you see samples of 100 I have sent. Average 13 milliseconds of time it is taking. Minimum 4 milliseconds. Maximum 51 milliseconds. There are no errors available. You need to note down all these results in the report. For 10 users, what is minimum, maximum, average? For 100 users, what is minimum, maximum, average? For 1000 users, what is minimum, maximum, average, like this? You need to prepare one Excel report and you need to send to the management. So when you do the performance testing, you need to generate the report like what are the different workloads you have tested. For 1000 users, what is the average response time? For 10,000 users, what is the average response time? So those things you need to keep in the mind and you need to prepare your report and you need to send it. That is fine. With this, we are able to create a test plan and we are able to run the test plan. Now let me make the thread group count from 100 to 1000. I'm making the test plan with 1000 users. So what is the meaning of 1000 users? I want to send 1000 requests at a time to my application. I want to send 1000 requests at a time to my application. So let's clear the previous results. Summary report is empty. Results tree is also empty. Then run this test. You can check the thread group. I have given 1000. Run this. Now view results tree. Now you see when I increase the thread group count to 1000, some requests are failed. When I increase same API, there is no logic in the API. Burden is increased on the server. Burden is increased on the server. Some requests it is not able to process. Some requests are failed. Some requests are green color. Some requests are red color. Red color request nothing but connection refused. Unable to connect to the server. Server is busy. Server is busy. It is unable to handle the request. Okay. Go to the summary report. 1000 samples I have sent. Average 180 milliseconds. 34% of the requests are failed. Almost 300 requests are failed out of 1000. When I send 1000 requests at a time, almost 34% of requests are failed. But there is no problem in the API. In the API, there is no problem. But what is the problem? Burden on the server. There is no problem in the API. My API is simple. It will take a GET request. It will return the message. That's it. There is nothing to fail here. It is a simple straightforward logic. It will take a GET request and it will send the response. But why the requests are failed here? The requests are failed because they are not able to connect with the server. Server is busy. The burden is increased on the server. The burden is increased on the server. So that's why the requests are failed. So we need to identify the bottleneck of the application. That means when our requests are failing. So here in the same system, I'm running my application and I'm running the JMeter. But in the real time, high configuration machines will be available to run our applications. CPU utilization, all those things comes into picture. So what is the RAM size of your application? What is the CPU utilization of your application? All those things will be considered. So the applications will be deployed in high configuration machines in the real time. Okay, fine. And another thing is when you are working with the JMeter, you need to keep some best practices in your mind. JMeter best practices. How to follow the best practice of JMeter? Simple, guys. So if you observe, when you double click on the JMeter.bat file, one command prompt is opening. Okay, one command prompt is opening. Can you read what they are saying in the command prompt?
Don't use GUI mode for load testing. Only for
Testing.
test
Don't
creation.
use GUI mode for load testing, only for test creation and for test debugging. For load testing, use CLI mode, non-GUI. So don't use GUI mode for testing. So use the GUI mode only for the creation of the test. Can you read the point once again? Can you read the point once again? Whenever you open the JMeter, they are giving some warning for us. That is a best practice that we need to follow. What they are saying, don't use GUI mode for load testing. Only for test creation and test debugging, we need to use the GUI mode. For execution, we need to use the CLI mode. So what they are telling is, boss, you using JMeter, okay? In this JMeter GUI, you only create the plan. That's it. What you want to test, you create the test plan in the JMeter, but don't run the test from this mode. Okay, so whatever that you are seeing, this is GUI of the JMeter. In this JMeter, I created my test plan and I'm executing my test plan also. But what they are telling, don't use the GUI for testing because the tool will hang, button will be increased. So don't do that. Don't use GUI mode for testing. Only use it for test creation and test debugging. For testing, you go with the CLI. In the CLI, you can execute a command like this. You can execute a command like this to run your test plan from the command prompt. Okay, so create the test in the GUI mode and run that test in the CLI mode. That is the best practice of the JMeter. Okay, so when we are working with the performance testing by using JMeter GUI, we need to create the test plan. So what is the thread group? What is the request that you want to send? What are the listeners you want to add? You can add everything to that test plan, create the test in the GUI mode and run that test in the CLI mode. In order to run the test in the CLI mode, what is the command? Command to execute that test. JMeter-n-t test file name -l are test results that you want to, the test results you want to save in the which file that you can pass here. So I want to store the results in the JTL file. Test plan will be saved with JMX extension. Test results will be stored in the JTL file. After this, test execution completed in the CLI mode, you can import the results file into JMeter GUI to monitor the results. So this is one of the best practice that we need to follow when we are working with performance testing in the JMeter. Create the test in the GUI mode and run the test in the CLI mode. Create the test in the GUI mode and run the test in the CLI mode. What is the command to test in the CLI mode? That means what is the command to run that? JMeter-n-t test file name -l results file where you want to store the results. JMX file is nothing but test plan. Test plan is saved in the JMX file. JTL means test results will be stored in the JTL. After test execution complete, we can import JTL file into JMeter summary report to see the test results. Are you guys clear? So this is not my statement, guys. Official JMeter tool is telling that. Don't use GUI mode for testing. Only for test creation and test debugging, you can go with this GUI mode. Are you clear? Are you clear with my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, perfect. So now here, I have already created the test plan. Thread group I am giving as 1000. So let me save this again, save selection, test plan 01 Ashok IT JMX I have saved already. Okay, the file is saved. Now I want to run this file in the CLI mode. Okay, so go to JMeter bin, go to the JMeter bin folder, CMD. I'm opening my command prompt from the JMeter bin folder. Here I want to run this test. Okay, so what is the command? JMeter -n -t, the file name ashokitplan.jmx. Results I want to store into JTL file. Okay, 01 test results dot JTL. 01 results dot JTL I'm using to store my test results. So the test is created in the GUI, the test is running in the CLI. This is the command, this is my test plan, and when this test is executed, test results I want to store into JTL file. Enter. Now with this, JMeter test is getting started. Test started and test completed quickly. Okay, so test started and the test is completed. Now with this, our test results got created, JTL file is created. Now let me see that the JTL file, go to summary report, import that file. Results are created, we need to import that file, click on browse option, results.jtl open. Yes, these are the results. 1000 requests I have sent, minimum 2 milliseconds, maximum 1181 milliseconds, average 667 milliseconds average response time server is taking. 10 requests are 10% of the requests are failed, because so 1000 requests we are sending at a time to the server is not able to handle. Server is not able to handle those requests. The burden is increased on the server. That's why out of 1000, 10% of requests, that means out of 1000, 100 requests, mostly near to 100 requests got failed out of 1000. It is not because of code problem. It is because of environment problem. It is because of infrastructure problem. So my machine having the less resources and my server is not able to handle that load. My machine is having less resources and my server is not able to handle that load. So that's why in the real time, high configuration machines will be used in order to run our application, and our application will not be executed in only one server in the real time. Our application will be deployed in the multiple servers in the real time to handle more workloads. Now see, just for 1000 users, my server is failing. But in the real time production, 1 lakh requests can come at a time. If a 1 lakh request comes at a time, do you think that this server can handle 1 lakh requests?
No.
No. Definitely we need to go for load balancing. We need to deploy our application in the multiple servers, then only it can handle the different workloads. So like this, you need to understand the stability of the application, and you need to understand responsiveness of the application, and you need to give that report to the management about the performance testing. So this is a developer level performance testing. And in the companies, in the MNC companies, a dedicated performance testing team will be available to do all these implementations. A separated team will be available who will take care of performance testing of our application. A dedicated team will be available who will take care of performance testing of our application. Are you getting my point?
Yes,
But
sir.
in some small company, we have to do, sir.
Yeah, in the small companies, developers has to do this, but in the big companies, MNC companies, separate team will be available to implement performance testing. If application performance is not good, what can be the reason? Reason can be multiple performance root causes for performance issue. Okay, so when application performance will be down, okay, what kind of issues can cause to the performance issue of our application? First one, server configuration, server machine configuration. If your server machine is not good, if a high configuration machines are not available, then server cannot handle that burden. Server machine capacity, server machine configuration, high-end machines we need to use. Okay, so high-end machines, so in the real time people will use 64 GB RAM, something like that. So SSDs, 64 GB RAMs, so 100 GB RAMs also people are going to use in the real time when they are running the application for the production. Server machine configuration can be one reason. Second one, network issue. Whether you have a network issue or server side there is a network issue, because the requests are going from one system to another system through network only. If there is a network issue also, then our application performance will be slow. Then database latency, database query execution taking more time. Your query is not optimized. You are writing some joins, but your query optimization technique is not good. So you need to check the queries that we are writing. Database query optimization is also very important. Database query execution taking more time. That is also one issue. And fourth issue, unwanted loops and conditions in the code. Code optimization. Okay, query optimization, code optimization is also required. So when the performance is going down, the issue can be anything. It may be the server machine resources configuration, or it can be a network issue, or it can be a database issue, or it can be query execution, or it can be code problem also. Unwanted loops and conditions in the code, if you write, then also it will take more time to process your request. So when application performance is not good, we need to check all these things. What is the configuration of our machine, and what is the network speed, and how much time the query is executing, how much time database is taking to execute the query, how much time our code is taking to execute. So we need to check all these things, and we need to identify where is the problem, and we need to fix that problem. That is called performance tuning. So if you want to tune performance of your application, you need to check all these details. So performance tuning is not about only code change. Only if you change the code, performance will not improve. So a number of reasons will be there. The application performance is not good, multiple reasons will be involved in that. Machine configuration is not sufficient, machine resources. So low resources machine. So system resources low. System resources very low. Low configuration machines we are using. Network issue, query execution, and unwanted loops and conditions in the code if you write. That also can decrease performance of your application. In the real time, sometimes your manager may ask you to work on performance tuning of the application. So first you need to test the performance of the application, and you need to identify what is the average response time of your application for multiple users. For 100 users, what is the average response time? For 1,000 users, what is the average response time? For 10,000 users, what is the average response time? When our application is failing, that also you need to note down in one Excel, and you need to submit. Then they will ask you to check why the performance is very low for the application. So to check the performance is very low, then you need to check the code side. Is there any unwanted loop, unwanted code, unwanted conditions we are executing in the code? We need to remove them. Code optimization we have to do. And we need to check database queries we are executing. The query is optimized or not. Okay, proper. You need to talk to the DB experts for the query optimization. Okay, and network speed, how the network is there for the server machine and for the client machine. And what is the system configuration, server machine configuration we need to check. So the performance depends on all these factors. The application performance depends on all these factors. And in the real time, guys, in the real time, performance will be measured like this. Any request we are sending, if the application homepage, if you are accessing the application homepage, within 1 second, homepage should be loaded. Then the performance is good. Any other page in the application, within 3 seconds, they have to load. Every request should be processed within 3 seconds. If it is taking more than 3 seconds, If it is taking more than 3 seconds, that means performance is not good. So the industry standard, 3 seconds is the time limit to process a single request. Within 3 seconds, client should get the response. If the application is taking more than 3 seconds to give the response, then that application performance is not good. So that is the measurement that people will follow in the industry. For home page, 1 second. The application home page should be loaded only within 1 second, and the remaining pages of the application should be loaded within 3 seconds. If any application is taking more than 3 seconds of time, then the performance tuning is required for that application. We need to check the system resources, we need to check the network, we need to check the queries execution part, and we need to review the code also. All these things comes in picture. Average response time, industry standard average response time is 3 seconds. Industry standard average response time for a request is 3 seconds. So any request in application should be processed within 3 seconds of time. If it is taking more than that, then performance improvement is required. So how to improve the performance? Directly go and make the code changes to improve the performance. If you make the code changes, performance will be improved?
No.
No. So what is the meaning of performance improvement, performance tuning?
Depends on the machine and network.
What is the meaning of performance tuning or performance improvement?
Application execution will take more time.
If application execution is taking more time, then we need to identify what is the root cause of that. We need to identify what is the root cause of that, and we need to do the process.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Understood.
What is the root cause of that, and we need to process that. Are you clear with my point?
Yes, sir.
Sir, that results console can be saved automatically or you can save manually.
Sorry, sir. Can you come again?
In JMeter console, we are showing the sample test results now. Error percentage, all those. Can that results can be saved automatically or you can save manually?
These are the results which are stored in the JTL file. Those results only it will display here. Whatever the results are saved in the JTL file, right? Same results are displaying. Those results file only I'm importing in the summary report. Go to the browse option. Whatever the results file is available, just open that results file. It will show you the results. Whatever that you have executed. Here, if you want to clear the results, you can click on the clear and you can browse the file and you can open. It will load the results that are stored in the JTL file for you.
For using GA also storing the results in same.
Yes, same. If you are using GUI, directly it will print in the GUI only. If you are using CLI, the results will be saved to a file. That file you can import to monitor the results.
Sir, what is the acceptable error percentage?
So first of all, errors should not be there.
I mean, right now we have seen, right, even though...
because of system resources, sir.
Okay.
Our machines are low configuration machines, right? 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM only. So when the requests are going at a time, definitely it will fail because it is not able to handle that.
Okay.
Sir, can you show the browse button again, sir? I don't see the browse button there.
Go to the summary report. There is a browser. This JMeter text is very low font, sir. Go to the summary report. Here there is a browse option. Here you can select the file, open. Then results will be displayed. There is a browse button here.
Okay, sir. Okay, I see.
Sir, real time or for example, real time IRCTC those applications are only take 3 minutes, sir, maximum.
3 minutes, not 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Sorry, sir, 3 seconds.
If it is taking more than 3 seconds, that means performance is not good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, sir. Sir, while explaining the
Your
application,
voice is not audible, sir.
while explaining the JMeter, the application execution in JMeter, you
No,
are
I can't hear you.
sir, I have smart clarification.
No, sir. Your voice. Please type in the chat box. I can't hear your voice.
Sir, can we if we want to insert some data from external file like CSV or Excel, can we
So
do
that
that?
batch, that is a batch processing, sir. Batch processing will take more time. So this is not for the batch processing.
Okay.
Batch processing depends on the data that you are uploading. I have a file with 1 million records. I want to read the data from the CSV and I want to insert in the database. That cannot be completed in the 3 seconds of time. So this is not applicable for batch processing. This is for normal.
Okay. Yeah. Like we can do those things. Like.
Correct.
So am I audible?
Sir,
Yeah.
So while explaining the application execution in JMeter, so you were mentioning a term REST API. So may I please know what is it all about? So I don't know what is REST API.
So project, sir, it is a REST API, nothing but a distributed application. You send the request and you get the response directly from the REST API.
Sorry, sir, didn't get it. Sir.
So REST API means it's basically a distributed application, sir.
Okay, so distributed application.
Yeah, one project will communicate with the another project. REST APIs are backend applications, we can say. REST API means a pure backend application which will take the request and which will give the response directly.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank
So
you.
if you don't know REST APIs, then you are from which batch, sir?
Sir, 27 JRTP batch, sir.
27 JRTP. So you have any idea on the REST APIs, microservices?
So I'm learning it, sir.
You are attending Spring Boot classes also?
No, sir. Spring Boot classes I have done beforehand. Microservices also I'm learning through other sources, sir.
Okay. So because if you don't have the knowledge on the REST APIs and microservices, you can't understand the project.
Okay, sir.
You need to learn. And anybody who don't know the microservices and REST API, in the 9:30 Spring Boot batch, in another 2 to 3 days, we are going to start that REST APIs and microservices concepts. Please attend those things. It's a separate batch. If you have the knowledge on the REST API microservices, then only project course you will understand. Otherwise, you can't understand the project course.
Sir,
Yes.
in CMD, we can see -E -O with our command. What is that?
So these are just some options that we are giving to execute that, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sorry,
can you repeat?
These are the options. What is -C? Where you have seen that?
That JMeter command which predefined
-N,
started.
-T, the test file name that we are giving. -L means the results file name that we are giving. These are just options that we are passing to that. So what is the test file name we are giving? And what is the results that you want to use? Just -L file name, JTL file, -N, -T test file name we are giving for that.
Actually, in there, I mean, it is showing after L result file. After that, there is -E -O before path to web report folder.
Where is that, sir? I can't see that.
Should I share my screen?
No, this is the command that I have executed. JMeter -N, -T, the test file name, -L, the results file name that I have.
I mean, we run till -L and after the result file, right? Na?
Correct. That's it.
It -E -O, it is showing after this result file.
-P -O. So those are just some options that maybe they are giving. You can ignore the big issue.
Okay. That another question is, I mean,
maybe
it is
in the
some
different version, different options are available. Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not important.
One more.
Just for us, what is important? What is the file name and what is the results file? That is important. That's it. The remaining things you can ignore.
Okay. That one more question. That is it any certain parameter? I mean, how long is server at the end? Somewhere it will fail. Na?
Your voice again breaking.
Okay. Now it is okay.
Yeah, it's audible, but sometimes it is breaking in the middle.
Okay.
Guys, can
that
you
I
hear his voice clearly?
hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yeah, now
audible.
speak out.
I was asking, I mean, is it any certain parameter for a count of running thread? I mean, if server is bigger and somewhere it is, I mean, at the end, any one server can be filled, na? So how many thread we can run maximum? I
Sir,
mean,
that
1
depends
lakh.
on your requirement. How many threads you can run maximum means that I cannot decide, right? So you can run with 10,000, you can run with 20,000, you can run with 1 lakh also. You need to run that and you need to check your server capacity. That I can't decide.
Okay.
That we can't decide, right? So what is your server capacity that we don't know? You need to test it and you need to identify what is your server capacity. That is called performance testing.
Okay. And if they are not okay with that, then we have to increase our
servers we need to
perf
increase. Servers we need to increase. We need to add them in multiple
remove
servers.
loop codes and other things.
Right. You need to increase that part.
Ashok sir,
Yes.
if the page load response is below 3 seconds, and there in that time also they are showing error percentage like 10. Is it okay or is it any issue?
Error percentage, if it is showing, that means the button is increased on the server. That's why it is not able to respond. So in the industry level, we don't get these percentage errors because they will use high configuration machines. Here, as we are using low configuration machines now, it is failing for us.
So here we have to share only .jtl file with the clients.
We need to share the JTL file to them, and we can prepare one Excel and we can share the JTL file with them.
Directly
Excel for what?
Sorry?
No, Excel for what?
Excel, yes. In the Excel format, they tell you in which format you need to prepare the report. That report you need to send it to them.
No, these results we have to put in the Excel file.
We need to prepare one Excel file with the results.
Okay, okay. So directly we cannot send this .jtl file.
Directly we can't send it.
Okay, okay, fine. Got it. Thank you.
That one last question.
Yes.
Hello. So here we are just running our that main class on REST controller. So in real-time project, should we have to test every endpoint for this JMeter?
Yes, every endpoint we will test, sir.
Okay, and I mean, we learn in starting performance testing. I mean, do by client side or client onshore team.
Separate team will be available. Developers also will do in the small scale companies. In the larger scale companies, separate performance testing team will be available, sir.
So that my question was, if we did JMeter testing and send to client, is it any except other things that client will do for performance testing? I mean, is it only these things called performance testing and client will do other things also?
This is only performance testing, but more conditions they will keep and they will do that. This is called performance testing, basically.
Okay.
Sir, JMeter applicable for above these two issues on or
Sorry, sir. Can you come again, please?
sir, JMeter is used to test the above four issues, right? DB issue, network issue, and application issue, and
Voice breaking.
some like you mentioned.
Hello,
Your voice
sir.
is breaking, sir.
Sir, JMeter testing we will done like application deploy on production mode.
So some test servers will be available in the real-time. Staging servers will be available, not on the production. We don't run the performance testing on the production. Before going for the production only, we will do the performance testing.
Okay, after development some stage.
Yeah, after development, after functionality testing and everything, after all the bugs are fixed, then we will do this performance testing.
Okay,
in the production, we don't do the performance testing because before going to the production only, we need to do the performance testing.
Okay.
Sir, how to analyze that heap dump and thread dump? Can you explain anyone?
Sorry, can you come again?
How to analyze the heap dump and thread dump?
Heap dump and thread dump. In the actuators, we will discuss that, sir.
Okay.
So we have a concept called actuators. So Spring Boot actuators topic is available. In that actuator, we will understand how to analyze the heap dump and thread dump of our applications.
For every controller URL and every REST UI, REST API URL, individual you have to test, sir, for performance.
Generally, we do testing for all the methods.
Sir, we are going to implement this JMeter for our live project, like
Sir, whether
major
if I
project.
implement or not, the same. You already know how to use it, na? Same thing.
Yes.
You can test it.
Yeah, sure, sir. Like during
Yes, sir, tell me.
Sir? We know this is the system resource issue or network issue or DB issue. I think we will trace any file test result or.
So I did not get your question.
Actually, JMeter is applicable to trace out the 4 issues, right? System resource, network issue.
Not only code issues, sir. It is overall performance issues. It will trace out. Not only code issue. To figure out the code issue, you can do the debugging and you can do the functionality testing to identify the code issue. This is not for figuring out only code issue. This is to find out the overall application performance issue to identify. We are going to use this one.
Sorry, sir. I mean to say like these are 4 issues. Four
issues. Okay.
Yeah. And have we know specific issue is related to network issue? This is a DB issue. Somewhere it takes out this issue related description or.
We need to find out what is the root cause. If there is no problem in the code and if there is no problem in the query execution process, then you need to tell that from the code side, from the DB side, it is good. Then they will check at the server side and network side.
Yeah, you are right. But the error description is trace out in test result file or some other file like.
They will prepare some Excel, depends on their requirement.
Sir, nowadays, like all the app servers are deployed in the all the servers are deployed in the cloud environment. So the first 2 points the developer has to take care, or the ops team will be taking care. The system
operations team will take care of the first 2 issues. Developers need to take care of the last 2 issues. Developer will take care of the last 2 issues. Remaining issues should be taken care by ops team.
Ops team, yes, sir.
First 2 will be taken care by ops team. Yes.
Identifying the issues also, right?
Correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can we do for
Yeah,
web
sure, sir.
applications also, sir?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. So like as you mentioned on the note, like as an industry standard, the average response time for the request is 3 seconds. Is it like practically this is possible because our application is like performing a CRUD operation, then taking the request and saving the data and returning back the response? Like, does it
CRUD operations
possible?
are nothing, sir. CRUD operations will complete within 1 second also.
Okay.
For
Okay.
CRUD
And
operations,
sir,
it will
like
not take 3
under
seconds. If you run the application in the production for the CRUD operations, it will take less than 1 second only to insert the data, to update the data and all. Inserting is one request, right? So inserting the data will happen within milliseconds, not even 1 second.
Okay. And sir, like generally, as a Java developer, we perform this thing in local. So during that time, what we should like as a report, what we are going like that time might be not possible. The production system are like a very strong
So
system, and we
when
are
you are doing
performing
the
on.
performance testing, right, you will not do in the local, in the real time. They will give you a separate environment to do the performance testing. In the local, we don't do that. To do the
Okay.
performance testing, they will give you separate environment. Nothing but in the cloud, they will set up one machine. Your application will be deployed in that machine. So that application, you will do the performance testing, not for the local applications.
Sir, this
If you run the
response time,
performance
as you
testing
told,
with
is
your
3
local
seconds.
map,
This
you
is
will not
for
get the accurate results.
Yeah, that what I was thinking of. Like in a local, it is not possible to get the result in 3 seconds. So
That is the reason I'm telling
they
you in the real time also. Performance testing we will not do in the local system. That means currently where is my application running? Running in the local system only, right?
Yes,
but in the real
yes,
time,
local system.
But in the real time, what will happen? They are going to deploy your application to one cloud server or any remote machine. Okay. So your application will be running in they will take one high configuration machine in the AWS cloud, and they will keep your application in the AWS cloud machine. The JMeter tool you will have in your local system. So through this JMeter tool, you will run the performance testing of the application which is running in the cloud. Currently in the class, my application running in the same system, JMeter also running in the same system. But in the real time, so they will have a separate machine to run your application when you are going to do the performance testing of your application. You got my point?
Okay, I got. Yes, yes, yes. Like we will be performing on dev server or like
Dev
SIT
or
server
SITs
also.
are separate. Staging
Yes, yes.
environment will be available to do the performance testing.
So this average response time, as you told, is for synchronous communication where the client waits for the response. Is it applicable also
Sir,
for
any
the
request, whether it is a synchronous or asynchronous, anything.
Oh, okay, sir. If I'm publishing my data on
it is anything, sir. It is applicable for anything.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Ashok sir, like under performance testing, there are like several testing, like load testing, smoke testing. So as a Java developer, we should also perform those testing, or it will be
Sorry, your
like
voice
an
is
option.
breaking.
Okay. So as a Java developer, under performance testing, there are several testing like load testing, stress testing, and smoke testing, and all
It's
those.
better to type in
So
chat box.
okay,
I'm not
okay.
able to hear your voice.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes.
In case of security enabled REST services, right? How to perform this load test?
Sorry, can you come again?
In case of security enabled REST
You need to pass the
services.
tokens in that request, sir. Whenever you are sending a request, the security token we will send in the header, right? So here, whatever the data that you are sending to the server, you can send some headers in the request.
Okay, all those
Parameters.
configurations.
These are the parameters that you can add.
Basically, the JWT tokens, right?
Yes,
Sir?
tokens you can
JSON web tokens.
Here there is an option called add token. So if it is a JWT token, the token header will be authorization and value bearer, and whatever the token key you have, like this, you can type the token and you can send it.
Okay.
All good? Fine. Okay, guys. So with this, I'm stopping for today. We'll meet again in the tomorrow session. And from tomorrow, for the Java project people, the mini projects are going to start. Whatever the tools that you have completed as of now, please do the practice. Tomorrow, we are going to start with the introduction part for mini projects development. For the Spring Boot people, from tomorrow morning, tools class is not available. So the remaining tools like Postman, Kafka and all, in the future, we are going to discuss. So the new Zoom link will be updated in the portal for the JRTP people. From tomorrow, the mini projects we are going to start. So please complete all the tools practice before coming to tomorrow's session. Yes.